Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Tuesdays with Tina. Hi, if you are new, my name's Tina Clark, and I am a dental hygienist, and I am very passionate about local anesthesia, all things local anesthesia, and sharing some hints and tips that go along with that. And this week, I am coming to you discussing a topic that was one of these items that came up during several people have asked me about this. Some of my previous students who did local anesthesia certification courses with me in the state of Georgia, asking about skills upgrade and how that impacts our pay. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So hello, and I'm live on YouTube. You can always catch all of these episodes saved on YouTube to make it really easy to connect there. And hello, Instagram. See you guys over there as well. Thank you for joining in. And I started adding Instagram back in because you guys asked for it. So I appreciate it, but it makes it easy for me to keep it having a good place for it, housing it over here on YouTube. So it was really kind of interesting. And I'm going to move you guys Instagram right over here this way a little bit. It was really interesting, this conversation. So it all started off with an email message from a previous hygienist that has done my local anesthesia certification training program in the state of Georgia. And she got done, and her doctor was just very impressed with her skill sets and said, "Hey, to reward this, and I want to give you this new skill set." And he's like, "How much do you want?" So she emailed me and was like, "Tina, what should I do? What should I say?" And I was like, "Well, first of all, keep working with that person, because that's not very often, right, friends? I'm sure we can all agree that that is a rarity to have in the dental world, that an employer would want to recognize your skill upgrade, and that your skill upgrade equals a pay upgrade. And the fact that this doctor recognized that, I think, is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So for any of the doctors listening in on this, please remember, when you upgrade your personal skills, right, when you upgrade your professional skills, you see that increase into your profit line. And the same thing happens with your staff, with the entire staff, is when their skills become upgraded, the whole entire practice benefits. And so I just want to throw that out there. Now, this is what the conversation proceeded, as I shared this question with this last group of students that I certified in Georgia on this topic. And they're like, "Yes, Tina, how do we have that conversation?" And especially if the individual HR, the doctor, whoever it is that's in charge of pay analysis and doing your pay upgrades or your compensation upgrades, how do you have that conversation with them? And here's my response to everyone. Whether or not you're upgrading your skills, what due to local anesthesia certification, due to laser therapy, if you are an assistant and you're upgrading so that you can start taking radiographs in the office, or maybe you decided to go back and become more involved with understanding myofunctional therapy. These are things that we can bring into the practice, right? Things we can bring into the practice. Hello, Fox Dental Staffing. Happy to see you up there. Happy to see you. So when having this discussion, I think it's very important to understand the value and the worth that you bring to the office with that new skill set. So in the world of local anesthesia, I'm just going to say this and use this as an example, especially for these states where doctors have had to do anesthesia for their hygienists on a regular basis. Now, for those states like Oregon, where it's just been our way of life, right, for the last 50 years, it's kind of one of those things you don't think about. But for these new states, Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, where hygienists are able to start doing that, that saves the doctor from having to be interrupted from the procedure she or he was in the middle of working on, right? If they were in the middle of an extensive restorative work, implant, crown, okay, bridge, they don't have to stop what they're doing to come and anesthetize for the hygiene patient. They don't have to try to figure out how to work things in between dental exams and the restorative work that they're doing. In general, that could end up saving another 20 minutes into their day. Now, 20 minutes may not seem like a lot, but what can the doctor do with that extra 20 minutes in their schedule? Perhaps it is a minor restorative procedure. Okay. Perhaps it is being able to take maybe a break. If it's a really busy practice, maybe the doc doesn't get to have much of a break. Maybe the doc actually gets to have a little bit of a break. And then there's also the intangibles, like not being interrupted, right? When you can focus on what you're doing and not get interrupted, like this is a value. So when you have this conversation, ask the doc, what is that value to you? How much is 20 minutes of your day worth to you? And when you can have that conversation, it really changes it into I deserve, as the hygienist, I deserve this money. I deserve this. It's not the dollar and cents. It's coming back and saying, this is because I have this skill set. This is the value that I bring into the office. That I get to create a stronger connection with my patients. They continue to build trust with me because I have all of the skill sets needed to provide them with care from start to finish. They have already built that reputation with you. They know who you are. And so that to be able to come in and be the one to provide that anesthesia for them, to be the one to come in and provide that laser therapy for them, right? This is a value added aspect into the care. Now, for us hygienists that are in states where we can do this on a regular basis, I think it's important to remember that these are skill sets that we continue to add into our daily life. And anytime we want to discuss our compensation, I think you need to go through and look at what is it that you do every single day that brings production in. Even if, and we know this, right? When you're doing your exams, those exams happened because the patient was in that hygiene chair. And it happened because you, as the clinician, had dialogue with the patient, reviewing what treatment they already have, giving them ideas of the treatment that's to come, and preparing the stage for the doctor to be able to do the comprehensive discussions with them. And we all know this, right? I don't know. It can't just be me and some of my friends where, how many times have you've been working with the patient, you tell them what's going on, and the doc comes in and says everything that you just said. And the patient's like, why did I pay the doc when you just told me the exact same thing? Right? But that's confirmation. Now the patient's heard it twice. They've heard it from two different individuals. So now they're more likely to go ahead and move forward with that treatment. But that's my advice to you. Is when you're in that situation, when you have upgraded your skills, is to know the value of that skill set and be able to present that as this is what I bring. And what is that extra 20 minutes worth to you, doc? What is that extra uninterrupted time worth to you? And that can get that conversation started. So, okay, friends. That's where I wanted to share with you guys this week. Now, next week, I'm really excited because we're going to have a special guest on. I'm actually going to be pre-recording that conversation, and then it's going to be uploaded onto YouTube next Tuesday. And it is going to be a wonderful, wonderful conversation between Kate, the RDH injector. And I know you're like, RDH injector? Artina, I thought you were the RDH injector. I am the RDH that knows all the ins and outs of local anesthesia. She's the RDH that knows the ins and outs of Botox. And we're going to have a nice little conversation about our skill sets and how they can be our knowledge base as a hygienist, what we know, how it can already be applied to that particular skill set, and in those areas of how can we leverage that. Now, I know this is not something that everybody in every single state can do, but it's happening. The movement is happening. So let's jump in, let's be a part of the conversation, and let's learn about this and see what it is that we can do. So stay tuned. Make sure I will announce when it's up on YouTube So you guys can be a part of that. All right. And just so you guys know, this Friday, August 23rd, I'm doing a live CE with the wonderful group with Today's RDH. It's a 2 hour, I'm doing 2 hours of local anesthesia, but there's like fabulous presenters talking about some of the core courses that you need to maintain your licensure, like documentation, ethics, and then you're going to get to see some information about I think it's about oral myofunctional, like tongue tie type of information. So I can't remember the entire thing, but Emily Bogey, Dr. Pat Brinkman, and we have Spring Hatfield, and of course we have Kara Vafrowski who moderates everything. So it's going to be wonderful. I hope to see you there. Go to the Today's RDH website to register for that live webinar. And I've been asked if they record. No, our Today's RDH does not record. So if you can't make it this time, keep your eyes peeled for other opportunities that come up. So thank you, friends. I appreciate it. I really do. What I do, this all comes from my heart, and I love it. And I had a blast in Georgia last weekend, certifying 14 hygienists in the weekend. And we had one mama who was like, she's scheduled for a C-section this week, so it was almost like certifying 2 people at one time. And it was great fun. So be on the lookout for more. We've got one more seat for October, and November is starting to fill up fast as well. So thank you, friends. And I won't see you live next week, but I will see you next week. And message me, email me, slide into my DMs. Is that still a word? Is that still a saying? Slide into my DMs? I don't know. But message me. Let me know what else you'd like to learn about and talk about. And it doesn't have to be anesthesia related, but that's my thing. I love it. Okay. All right, friends. Have a great night. Bye.